Hi everyone. So we have talked about ways to chart our data. Like in the previous video, I've covered bar graph, histogram, and line chart. But what if we want to see the intensity of something or quickly spot where all the action is happening in a big data set? That's where the heat map comes in, and they're pretty cool. So think of heat map as a way to use color to show the magnitude or maybe the density of data. Imagine a table of numbers like a correlation matrix showing how different stock moves together, or maybe data where people click most on a web page. So a heat map takes that table and assign colors to the cells on the basis of their values. So usually warmer colors like red or orange means the higher value or the more intensity, whereas the cooler tones like blue or green indicate a lower value. So this creates a color gradient that makes pattern jump out at a instant, where we can really spot any kind of deviations or analyze the patterns within it. So instead of scanning rows and columns of numbers in a very large data set, you can just look at the color. So if you're looking at a website click tracking, for example, a heat map overlays on a web page would show bright red spots where the most users click and cooler blue areas where they don't. So super useful for UX designers who are trying to figure out if a button is in the right place, or if how well they should design the website. So this really helps in analyzing this thing to the UX designers. Another cool thing about heat map is how they can reveal the data intensity or even help with clustering. So if you have a lot of data points, a heat map can show you where they are most concentrated. And if you rearrange the rows and columns of your data, sometimes done with clustering algorithms, a heat map can make groups of similar items really stand out as a block of similar color. For example, in marketing, you might use a heat map to look at the sentimental score of different product features across various customer segments. So you would quickly see where which feature are hot or are loved most among the customers, or which one are cold or disliked for by a specific group. So heat maps are fantastic for quickly visualizing the intensity of values and spotting patterns and seeing where the data is concentrated, especially in the larger data sets. They turn the complex tables into something you can understand at a glance just by looking at the colors. It's like giving your data a weather map, showing you the hotspots and the cool zones. Definitely a powerful visualization tool which you can try. I'll come up with the next visualization tool in the next video.